Hello, my name is Shayar Shah and welcome to the official channel of Century Law Firm. In this session, we will discuss about three investigative techniques which is used in criminal investigation in India: narco-analysis test, brain mapping test and lie detector test. And we will discuss what these techniques are, what is the constitutional validity of this test, reliability, advantages, disadvantages and also the position taken by the courts in India. So now let's discuss the definition of all the three tests. First is narco-analysis test. It is a scientific technique in which certain drugs like sodium pentothal are being given to the person to put them in the semi-conscious state with the belief that in this condition the ability to lie is reduced and they may reveal truthful information, but in reality the person can still mix truth with the imagination. Second is the polygraph test, commonly known as a lie detector test. It is also one of the scientific methods that record and measures the psychological responses such as heartbeat, blood pressure, breathing rate and skin conductivity while they answer a series of questions. The belief is that if the person is lying in this condition, there will be an involuntary change in this body function and which the machine can detect. So last is brain mapping test. It is also an investigative technique that studies the brain electrical activity to find out if the person's brains recognize certain facts related to case or not. In which electrodes are placed on the scalp of the person and the person is shown sounds, waves or any other pictures related to case, and if the brain recognizes them, it produces a specific pattern which is called as P300 pattern. After understanding what these three tests are, it is also important to understand whether these three tests are constitutionally valid in India or not. The answer lies in our constitution, as Article 20 Clause 3 of Indian Constitution states that no person accused of an offence shall be compelled to be witness against themselves. This is called the right against self-incrimination, as it protects the accused from being forced to give information that could be used to prove their guilt. Along with this, also Article 21 guarantees the right to life and personal liberty, which includes the right to privacy and right to make decision about one's own body. In the landmark judgment of Selvi versus State of Karnataka, the Supreme Court stated that narco-analysis test, polygraph test and brain mapping test cannot be done without the informed and voluntary consent of the person. Forcing someone to undergo this test would violate both Article 20 Clause 3 and 21 of Indian Constitution. The court also made it clear, even if the person agrees to take the test, any confession or statement made during the test cannot be treated as a direct evidence. But court also recognized that if the evidence leads to material facts, then it can be used as a corroborative evidence under Section 27 of Indian Evidence Act. For example, if during a narco-analysis test, if a person states that I have committed a murder, that particular statement cannot be used in a court of law to prove his guilt. But if the same person states that I have hidden the murder weapon in a specific location, after which police recover the murder weapon from that particular location only, and the forensic team confirms that the person fingerprints are on it, then it can be used as a corroborative evidence in the court of law to prove his guilt. After looking into the constitutional position of these three tests, it is also important to understand the advantages and importance of this test. Firstly, it can act and give new leads in investigation when there are no clues available. Secondly, it can help in recovering physical evidence like murder weapon or stolen property. Thirdly, it can act as an alternative method to harsh interrogation, which is most oftenly followed in India. While these tests have some importance in investigation, but at the same time it also have limitation and risk involved with it. Firstly, these tests are not fully reliable. The information obtained from it can be false, incomplete or influenced by any other factors. Secondly, they cannot be used as a direct evidence in court of law, which limits their legal value. Thirdly, this test also raises a serious concerns about the privacy and personal rights, especially if it is conducted without proper consent. Fourthly, if in the case of narco analysis test, they are also involve medical risk in it if duly procedure is not followed. And lastly, there is always the possibility of misuse using this test to pressure someone or to create a guilt on someone. In the end, narco analysis test, polygraph test, and brain mapping test are seen as an investigative tool but not a final proof. They can help find new leads, recover hidden evidence, and support other findings, but by themselves they are not enough to prove someone guilty in a court of law. Indian law, through Article 20, Clause 3 and 21 of the Indian Constitution, through various Supreme Court judgments, protects the individual rights and liberty from being forced to undergo this test and makes sure that they can only be allowed when there is a voluntary and informed consent. This test have also been used in various high profile cases such as Godhra train burning case, Telki stamp paper scam, and also Arushi Talwar murder case. In each of these cases, this test helped the investigator to find clues and find supporting evidence even though this result themselves are not treated as a final proof. Which means if these tests are used carefully, ethically and within the law, this test can support the search for truth without compromising the justice. Thank you for watching, and if you have any other opinion, feel free to comment down. Thank you.